Hey, welcome back to the Cookie Crew. I'm Aura. For this video, I wanted to continue what I had talked about last video, which was internal and external racism. And I didn't make it clear that's what we were going to talk about last video, but I wanted to show that it's personal and that's how it affected me. So last video, I know I talked about a little more about internal racism and how I had dealt with how I had to deal with internal racism. So this video, I wanted to talk a little bit more about external racism, and after this video we'll be able to get into other topics such as bullying, which I know has been a huge problem in schools nowadays and especially in colleges. And I know it's mainly been in the media, it's mainly been focused on LGBT bullying, but for the next video, we will be talking about bullying in general and racist bullying, because that is the topic of our YouTube channel. Getting back to what this episode is going to be about, this video, whatever you want to call it, what this video will be about, it will be more on external racism. And as a review, external racism is racism between different races, different ethnicities, and different colors. So white versus black, Asians versus Latin Americans, Native Americans versus black people, I don't know. Different things like that. To make it personal, for me, I actually have dealt with a lot of external racism, surprisingly. I grew up in what was a ghetto of the historical East District of Ohio, and I grew up with a lot of black people. And it was surprising to me when I moved to where I currently reside now, which is in Maryland. Suddenly I wasn't a part of that community anymore, the black community, which is where I had grown up in. And that's mainly the external racism I've had to deal with is here. Basically, if I try to talk to a black person, they will actually tell me to move or tell me to leave, or they'll ignore me, or they will say racist jokes about white people near me. And it's kind of disconcerting to see that, like, for me personally, it was hurtful to have all these things happen to me, because I grew up in the African American community, so I know what that feels. I know what it is like to be part of that culture, and then suddenly to move here and not be a part of that culture anymore just because they don't know me the way the people in Ohio did. It was strange. And that's just, for me, it's a lighter form of what other people go through external racism. There are gang fights about external racism, all based on, like, oh, you're a Latin American gang and I'm a black gang and we should fight each other. There are other smaller things, girls going through little vendettas against each other. And there's a lot of ways that external racism shows itself. Like I said earlier, my way is the simpler way. It's not a simpler way, but it's a less physically harmful way. It's not as traumatizing as some of the other forms of external racism that we have seen. I can't really see you right now, so excuse me for that. So I think that's going to be it for this video, just how external racism has affected me, and I'm a real person. So I want to also know what you guys are going through with external racism. I didn't want to make this like a huge in-detail story, but I wanted to inspire you guys to open up and just tell us what external racism you've seen or you're going through. So please leave a comment underneath this video with like your stories, or you can email us at akt.thecookiecrew.gmail.com, and we'll be able to look through those and tell a little bit of your stories along with the bullying things. Because we really think that bullying should be dealt with. It should not have to be something that every child or adult or teenager goes through. So please leave a comment also with any suggestions how to make our YouTube channel better. Constructive criticism would be appreciated. Thanks, and have a great day.